told you how I became the aspen tree painter? Well, I didn't always paint landscape. In fact, 20 years ago, I had just graduated from college and all I painted was portraits and figures and people. Very realistic, oil paints, nothing like what I paint now. It's kind of funny to think back, but I started a business called Wedding Specialties, and I was painting, well, I was doing invitations and then painting the portraits of the couple that would come in. And that was fun for a while, but then it started getting really boring because it's like I was stuck painting these perfect portraits of smiling people, and there was no room for me to be expressive as an artist. I had to make them even look better than they did in reality, but it was like copying their photos, and I got kind of bored with that after a while, and I just felt like that my artistic soul was being sucked out of me. And so it happened when one of those clients asked afterwards, hey, could you also paint me like a landscape painting? I want, an aspen grove with a meadow of flowers, or purple meadow of flowers, she said. I'm like, well, I suppose I could. I mean, I could paint anything, I think. I wasn't quite sure. I'd never painted a landscape painting before. But she said, I'll give you $300. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll figure it out. Back then, $300 was like, that was rent. I was happy with just rent money. And so I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So for me to be able to paint something well, I have to go and experience it firsthand. And so I got on my hiking boots and I packed a lunch, grabbed I think it was like a Kodak 600 pixel camera, one of the first digital cameras ever to come out. I was really excited to use that and not have to develop film, but to have like hundreds of pictures at a time. That was mind blowing. And so I went out and started hiking. Because in Utah, I mean, I was familiar with the aspen trees, of course, from skiing and then hiking in the summer, but I hadn't studied them as I would as an artist studying it for a painting. So I went out with new eyes and I just looked around me and just breathed in the air and listened to the leaves rustle in the wind. And it was so beautiful just being one with nature. I'm like, if I could just encapsulate this feeling and paint it on canvas for people to enjoy with me, that would be the best thing as an artist that I could do. And I was so excited to paint this painting. So I went back to my studio and started painting, and it was liberating, so fun. Like I could put a tree anywhere I wanted, or add some, the purple flowers in the meadow and some white flowers, and just feel the piece and not just have to paint from here's a photo, but just to feel and be able to do it as I wanted with all of my artistic expression that I felt. And so that was really life-changing. From then on, I painted aspen trees, and I kept getting commissions for them, and I just loved to do them, and that's kind of where it grew until I became the aspen artist. And now, 20 years later, I wanted to paint something really special to kind of commemorate that very first painting. And so behind me, I have a piece called, it's called Nature's Journey. Nature's Journey. I love that painting. And it represents all the things that I love in nature. I wanted the beautiful sky with the clouds. I wanted mountains. I wanted meadow. I carved a little heart in one of the trees so that the client who purchases this piece, I can put their initials inside the heart. And as a little special thing, I'm only making 20 giclées. That's it. Very limited, very exclusive, and I wanted you to be one of the first ones to hear about it because you can reserve your special number, and I will make that up. When I sign a number, the giclées, I'll make sure to use your number that you want. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give you the palette knife that I used to create it, and a video of the whole entire creation process. I'm gonna give you that, and also I'm including these amazing handbags. The image will be printed on these gorgeous handbags that have pockets inside, zippers. I mean, they are beautiful. And I'm only keeping those they're collector's edition. I'm signing and numbering the bags as well, and that's gonna be included for free. So I just wanted you to hear about that. I ended up calling that client from 20 years ago just to see whatever happened to that painting. And you know what she told me? She said, that painting is our family's very favorite piece of art. It is still hanging up. It's in our living room now, above the mantle. They love it. And she said, something you probably never knew, but at the time, that painting saved her from a really difficult pregnancy. So she had it hanging up in her bedroom, and she was on bed rest, and all she could do was just gaze at that painting, and it was her escape, and it brought her lots of peace. So That was incredible. I was so happy to hear that. So I'm excited to share with you too my Aspen paintings. 20 years, it's been quite a ride. Thank you for being a part of my journey from my easel to your home. We'll talk soon.